from the banks of the Ohio River, there's a look at Paul Brown Stadium here in Cincinnati, Ohio. This crowd loves their orange and black. The scene just a short time ago, they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. We're ready for football as the Bengals get set to do battle with Ben Roethlisberger and the Pittsburgh Steelers. The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Mike 5-5, Mike 55, Mike 5-5. Tighten up.
This is Joe Mixon, fourth in the NFL in rushing last season. And from the 25, they worked this to the 29, a gain of 4. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
Second and 6 at the 29-yard line.
Second and 6, just inside the 30.
I'm coming for you. You mine. Mike 55, Mike 55. That's right, baby. They don't want it. 55 is Mike, God. 55. Here we go. Mike 55.
So Dalton now. Airing one out for Boyd. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Mike Hilton, and his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. They are in a zone. Remember, folks, 4 interceptions for this defense a week ago. First drive, make it number 5.
And the focal point will be the people who pick the ball out of the air. But let's not forget, to make that happen, it has to be an excellent pass rush, terrific coverage where they are plastered to the receivers, and then, of course, taking it away, making the catch, and going in the other direction.
Now it's Roethlisberger. Paul bringing it in. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. This is a guy who made a Pro Bowl in his second season, James Conner. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. They got 2 of the 3 they needed there. Leaves them with 3rd and just a yard.
And it's 3rd down.
Black 80. 66. Check 3.
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
3rd and 1, who are you going to call? Not the scat back. You go with the big man, hand him the ball, and let him get upfield and pick up a first down.
You go tight. Easy. You got tight right there. Check it out, read. Double bump. Check 49. Check 49.
And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance. And partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
A gain of 3 on the play. And the Steelers first down.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. pass will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle.
56. Mike, 56. Right there. 56. Middle.
Second and 10 now. It's Roethlisberger going for the deep ball. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
On third down, Roethlisberger. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Juju Smith-Schuster hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Extra point put through by Boswell. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a two-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Defense, let's go. Kill.
368.
Dalton with a give here to Mixon. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
I think Cameron Hayward's ability to take on blocks, hold the point of attack, and get upfield serves him very, very well. What a nice play there.
Yeah, he can take on blocks because he's built like a block.
Hot. Lead. 93, 52, 93, 44.
And now to the air. Dalton. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had to fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though,
into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Ryan Shazier, and his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
After the interception, here's Roethlisberger. Completes it to Moncrief, left side. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Bravo!
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Steeler football here to begin quarter number 2 as they've got a 2nd and 8 forthcoming.
Ready? Let's five!
Choose the mic.
It won't work. Hey! Wahoo!
Throwing again on 2nd down. Roethlisberger. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Sean Williams.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
The Bengals drive about to get going, and it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit, like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him, but whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative. Well, you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
Mike. Hot. Ladies. 2 by 2. Move.
3rd down, a shot here for Dalton. Got a man, it's Ross, complete. And they pick up 25 as they convert on 3rd. Andy Dalton looked good on that pass, but I'll tell you what, all time in his career against Pittsburgh, it has been a struggle. 3-12 as a starter against these Steelers. Just more evidence of their dominance over the years in the AFC North. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Dalton here from the gun. This will be caught inside the 10. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards. Nice completion there for Andy Dalton. Charles, you worked some of his games when he was at TCU. Now you've worked his games in the NFL. What progression have you seen?
I've seen a guy who took over as a freshman in college and got better and better each year. Always added a little bit more to his game, got stronger. But the best part about him is he's always been accurate.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. John Ross, his 6th touchdown of the season, as they are now on the board here in the first half.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They had the interception last drive, led to the tying touchdown, so 7-7 the score as they begin 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Throw left side, complete to Smith-Schuster. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Now Ben going to give this one to Connor. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. They're able to convert it with a gain of 4. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. On 1st and 10 is Connor. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
1st down, Steelers.
Roethlisberger now 7 of 10 here in this first half, and he's got a 1st and 10.
Hey, high 7.
From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Over the middle, hauled in by Smith-Schuster. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
Roethlisberger now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10. 2nd quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. And we'll remind you, coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. On 1st down, it's Roethlisberger. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Niles Paul, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Steelers have taken the lead. Boswell good with the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7.
Steelers 14, Bengals 7.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken at the 3. Oh, look at that.
Oh, look at him turn.
And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They trail a 1-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up
From the gun, a give to Mixon. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Right there in the middle, 55.
3rd and 2 for Dalton. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Ryan Shazier.
And that's now the 2nd time he's picked off a pass here in the first half alone. Again, another great read defensively. And you just see him get in the right position to make the play and get his guys the football back.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Ricky.
From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. To Switzer over the middle. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes and they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. They'll throw on 1st down with Roethlisberger. Oh, that was dangerous. Threw it into coverage, almost picked, but instead they'll keep it on 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Roethlisberger, that's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Now the Steelers use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. To throw again is Roethlisberger. Steps away. Niles Paul as the first half is winding down. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the 2nd quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the 2nd half.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken at the 3. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. And obviously not fooling anybody here as they stop him behind the line of scrimmage. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. You want the third quarter already? No problem. Let's do it. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So time for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the third quarter. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively.
Hey, Haywood!
52's the mic right here over there, right? 52's the mic.
You ain't doing nothing today. You ain't doing nothing.
From the 39, Roethlisberger. Throw left side complete. It's Hall. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 7 yards there and a first down.
Set! Like 80!
Check 52.
Focus.
Touchdown defense. Hey, alert 3, alert 3.
Quarter. Hey, exit.
52. Watch 52. 52's the mic. Hey, defense, let's go.
Throwing now, Roethlisberger on first down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Paul. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
Watch that in. Watch that in. That's right.
Jack 15.
3 down.
Hey, Alpha.
Mike by 2.
Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Wide open receiver complete. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Set! Like 20.
Mike 57. Here we go. Check.
They'll run here with Connor. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
Take both of them.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the 2-yard line.
They'll look to run with Connor. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
It's just me and you. Check 3.
Take 2 of them.
Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping.
They'll try to surge ahead with Connor. And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. James Conner His 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the third quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bengals drive about to get going. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger. But no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing. And try and get back to where you were to start the half.
At the 27-yard line.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. So a designed run last play. Now Dalton to pass. Flush to his right. Under heavy pressure, and down goes Dalton on the sack. Bud Dupree able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. Quarterback was hit.
Dalton. Throw left side, complete to Ross. A big third down pickup of 20 yards.
That's good for a Bengals first down. First and 10 at the 39.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. So line of scrimmage, still the 39 on 2nd and 10.
Hey. You got three. Three down. Regular.
To throw again. Dalton. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard.
Mike's 50. It's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long day.
On 3rd down, Dalton. And Bryant's got it over the middle. And he's going to come up a few yards short. Brought down at the 45. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
Watch the pass.
Shoot it, go. 368.
They'll run with Mixon. And an alley to run. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And bulldozing his way through. And down to the 16-yard line.
Let's go.
4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward.
Mike is a 50. Check Mike 368.
Let's go, D. Let's go. Hey, let's get there. Mike 50.
Dalton operating in the red zone now. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Bryant. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
A gain of 4.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Hands up! Lead!
I got it. Double time, double time.
Here we go. 93, 52, 93, 44, 44. Hands up!
Looking to throw again on second down. Dalton, he'll be hit and taken down at the 21.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. So the sack, and now it's 3rd and long for Dalton and the Bengals.
We want it. Come.
Here, 5-6, 5-6, 5-6.
And check. Mike 50, Mike 50. You must be dreaming.
Hands up!
Here's Dalton. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. They're still throwing the football here, and obviously the incompletion stops the clock. That's the bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
I guess you're right. If they can get some first downs, just as good as running the football. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. So they get the takeaway, but that's just step one. They still have a lot of work to do.
But they don't want to focus on that now. Now it's about getting the ball in the end zone and hoping they can take it away again.
Yeah, still 3-score game, though, 4th quarter.
Hot. Lead.
Watch the run. Watch the run. It's south, baby. That's baby.
Throw left side complete. That's Ross. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And it's picked up by the Steelers.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget. Absolutely. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Now that turnover might just about do it here. 4th quarter, the lead that you've got, they can just run the football, run the clock.
Exactly right. They played smart, a couple of first downs, and this one should just about be over.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Double bump.
Here's Roethlisberger to throw. Dances by him. Paul bringing it in. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Well, they weren't able to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost his bread and butter. It's a good running back dive play.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Ross on the return. This will be a 41-yard punt, 3 on the return. And the Bengals will take over here, 1st and 10. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
That, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, well, I just kept using it.
And my goodness, another interception. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
It's Connor as they stay on the ground. And he will forge his way forward only up to the 2-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down.
No spacing.
Play fake to Connor. Now Roethlisberger. And that will be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
At their own 44-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one.
And now here is another interception. Joe Hayden, the veteran, with a pick. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. They'll start the drive with Samuels. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And it'll make this a 2nd and long.
Black 80.
Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys.
Oh, Roethlisberger going to throw. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Geno Atkins able to record his 5th sack of the season. Well, it was 2nd and long. Now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
So the sack, and now a 3rd and long situation for the Steelers and Ben Roethlisberger. Now Roethlisberger to throw. Oh, he stays up. And the most curious way there to burn some clock. That was wild. And at the end of all that, it winds up a safety. All right, Charles, help me out here. Fourth quarter, you've got the lead, and you run backwards into the end zone. You're just trying to do too much.
I almost don't have words for it. But, you know, every coach that we talk to talks about running backs or people running the football, running north-south, getting upfield. He went way in the opposite direction, and that's going to cost his team.
Yeah, it cost him big time. Still leading, but it costs him. The Bengals drive about to get going. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in a game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that.
Man, it's caught inside the 10. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game.
First and goal at the 4-yard line.
They'll come out in the pistol.
Ringo. You remember me?
That's complete right around the 8. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. And with inside of 10 seconds, 8 to be precise, we get whistles and a timeout on the field. Second and goal from the 1.
Come on out here. Come get some. Come get some.
That's caught at the 3. And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. They gotta have 6 here. It's third and goal.
Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move. 4 down. Check. 4 down.
Here's a run with Mixon. And a little bit of a consolation prize there. He's into the end zone. Won't win them the game, but they do get the score with all zeros showing.
But some fantasy players are really happy with that score.
Doesn't affect the outcome, but, hey, nice job there to put it in the end zone for the final play.
Could it affect other things? Sometimes these types of scores are ones that we don't consider big at the time. Then later on we find out maybe that was a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Or, of course, in the fantasy football world,